By the spring of 1944, Adolf Hitler's fortress Europe stretched from the snowy wastes of Norway to the sun-baked shores of the Mediterranean. For nearly 4 years, the Nazi war machine had dominated the continent. Yet a storm was gathering across the English Channel. In Britain, an army of liberation assembled, over 2 million soldiers from the United States, the British Commonwealth, and occupied nations. Their objective, Operation Overlord, the largest amphibious invasion in history. The man chosen to lead it, General Dwight D. Eisenhower, faced a monumental gamble. The fate of the free world hinged on one day, D-Day. The coast of Normandy, France, was not the obvious choice. The Pas de Calais, with its shorter channel crossing, was heavily fortified, and where the Germans, particularly the famed Field Marshal Erwin Rommel, expected the blow to fall. To feed this assumption, the Allies executed an audacious deception, Operation Fortitude. They created a phantom army group under the command of the formidable General George Patton, complete with fake radio traffic and a cascade of disinformation. The ruse was breathtakingly successful, convincing Hitler to hold back vital panzer divisions. Meanwhile, along the British coast, reality was being rehearsed with brutal intensity. The plan: land 5 divisions across a 50-mile stretch of Normandy Beach, codenamed Utah, Omaha, Gold, Juno, and Sword. As the date, tentatively set for June 5th, approached, Eisenhower's headquarters was a vortex of anxiety. The entire operation depended on a precise combination of a full moon, a low tide at dawn, and calm seas. On June 4th, a severe storm swept the channel. Eisenhower postponed 24 hours. Then, his chief meteorologist offered a fragile window, a temporary break on the morning of June 6th. In a moment of supreme loneliness, Eisenhower made the decision. Okay, let's go. Just after midnight on June 6th, the air armada roared to life. For the paratroopers inside, it was a chaotic ride through flak and cloud. Many were scattered far from their drop zones. Men drowned in flooded fields deliberately created by the Germans. Yet from this disorder, courage forged order. Small groups rallied, blew up bridges, and secured key crossroads like Sainte-Mère-Église. As the paratroopers fought in the hedgerows, the greatest naval armada ever assembled materialized off Normandy. At 6:30 a.m., H-hour, the landing craft began their run to shore. Utah Beach, U.S., the least costly. Strong currents landed them in a less defended sector. Omaha Beach, U.S., here the plan met hell. The veteran German 352nd Infantry Division occupied cliffs lined with concrete pillboxes. Landing craft were ripped apart. For hours, the assault teetered on collapse. Finally, with destroyers sailing perilously close to shore to provide direct gunfire support, they began to claw their way up the bluffs. Gold, Juno, and Sword, British and Canadian, the fighting was fierce. At Sword, British commandos fought house to house. In the German high command, confusion reigned. Rommel was in Germany. Hitler, convinced Normandy was a feint, slept until midday. By nightfall, the Allies had landed approximately 156,000 men on French soil. The beachheads, while shallow, were connected. The Atlantic Wall had been breached. D-Day was not the end, but the irrevocable beginning of the end. The Battle of Normandy that followed was a brutal, grinding campaign. But on June 6, 1944, the hinge of fate swung. For the people of occupied Europe, the sight of Allied troops was a deliverance. They were soldiers, sailors, and airmen who did not choose to be heroes, but who, on that longest of days, performed extraordinary deeds to reclaim a continent and restore the light of liberty.